Hey there, welcome to another card unboxing and a flick through of the deck for you. It's unusual for me to do a tarot deck because you feel like a bit of a wally because you're flicking through so many cards. But this is a deck that I saw on the back of a Facebook post, believe it or not. It was in one of those groups. I mean, Facebook's wonderful for some of these groups that you can go on and you can see different cards. You can pick up tips from other readers and things like that. So I was in one of those groups, and actually one of the cards from this deck was shown on the Facebook page, and people asked to see what they drew from the image on the card, and I absolutely fell in love with the image on the card, which is unusual for me. I like to work with colour and stuff like that, so for me to work with a deck like this is totally different. So long story short, I did some digging around online and managed to get hold of a deck. These, as I say, Tarot of the Abyss, they are published by US Games System, so it's worth actually having a look on the US Games System website because they do have a lot of different decks on there, tarot and oracle. So there's a lot of different ones there. One of my favourite decks that I use all the time was from US Games, and a long time ago I lost one of the cards out of it. One card just went missing, but US Games were fantastic. I emailed them and they actually sent me a replacement card so that I didn't have to buy a whole new deck again. So yeah, I don't know if they ship directly to the UK. I'm based in the UK. I know that there are shops in the UK that sell the US Game System cards though, so this deck shouldn't be a problem for you to get hold of. It should be relatively easy, and I'm sure if you Google it or whatever, you'll find lots of different places if it does sing to you like it did to me. So I'll stop waffling so much and start going into the cards. So it's a traditional two-piece box, nice decent thickness as well, so if you do have it in your bag wherever, if you're traveling and you've got them somewhere, you know your cards are going to be protected properly. So these are the contents. So again, that's the second part of the box. Comes with a lovely little book, and it has what you'd expect from the books. So it has the acknowledgements, the introduction, what's inspired the creator, so all that sort of stuff. Then it goes into things like the court cards, about the deck, then eventually goes into the different cards. Now what I do like normally in a book is I like an image of the card, because then I can just sit with the book and read it. I can take the book out with me and read it and still know what I'm looking at. This one doesn't have the images of the cards, but you can just sit and look at the cards, can't you, in theory? So yeah, that would probably be the only little thing that I'd, go yeah about. But yeah, gorgeous little book. So it does have a example, the Abyss spread in it as well, 6-card spread. So yeah, daily draws, so it has some examples in there as well. So yeah, a canny little book, nice size to fit into your pocket if you're going to be reading up on your cards. A lot of people say to throw the book away when you get a set of cards. Don't be tied down by the traditional interpretations or somebody else's interpretations, to look at reading your cards intuitively. I'm an absolute believer in reading your cards intuitively, but also let's not forget the creators put a lot of effort into this, and they'll have their own reasons and explanations. So if you get the chance to read the book, I would always say read the book. You don't have to read from the book. So then you can still get the knowledge and the wisdom from the original creator, but you don't have to necessarily follow their direction. You can still read intuitively. So that's just my own little take on that. The cards themselves are nice enough cardstock, decent enough for you to be able to have a tinker around with them and stuff. They're not overly glossy. They're sort of like a silk, sort of like a sheen, a slight sheen to them. They do fan out really nicely, so they are quite smooth little deck. So really nice like that. picture on the back of the cards is gorgeous, and then you get onto the front. Now, I have had these out myself and I have shuffled them. What I should have done really is put them in order, shouldn't I? So these aren't necessarily in order. What I'll do is I'll flick through so many so you can get a good idea of the feel of them, rather than necessarily going through the full 78. And it is a traditional 78 card deck as well. I'll read what it says on the back of the box so you know. Tarot experiences begin as shapeless and void as the abyss. As we evolve and develop our relationship with the cards, we move from dark chaos to an ordered, illuminated cosmos. In both the major and minor arcana, Ana Turin has created a beautifully nuanced tarot deck designed to mirror the journey of the soul through the universe. She's given particular attention to creating memorable characters in the court cards that skillfully guide us through our progression and knowledge. I stand corrected, it's an 80 card deck with 2 alternate cards. So you can use it as a standard 78, or you've got the 2 alternate cards. So the 2 that'll be slightly different to traditional meanings. So there we go. So just stick with the ones. So 5 of Wands, 6 sticks with swords as well. You can see they're just very, very, they're not simple pictures, but the way that they're done, it almost draws you in. And I can just imagine somebody sat there, the artist just sat there making all these little lines, all these etchings on the paper. And as you can see, they've got the images. So we've got our 6 of Pentacles there. You've got the images that do lend themselves to actually doing that intuitive reading as well as the traditional reading. So one of our majors, the World. And you can see this is what I'm guessing it means on the box by the characters that are created within the court cards. So this gentleman here, the King of Pentacles, you can see he's actually got mountains. I don't know if you can see there. He's actually got mountains in his hands by the looks of it. He's cloaked in this absolutely flowing, gorgeous cloak, but then there's all the plants around him and everything. So there's lots. He looks quite a wise gentleman. 8 of Pentacles. So traditionally around your hard labour starting to pay off, you're working hard, you're seeing the fruits of your labour, and you can see this is that sort of traditional meaning still depicted in there, even though it's not necessarily a traditional type of design that we'd see in, say, your Rider-Waite Smith. We've got 4 of Wands, Pentacles again, Swords again, and Cups. To our emotional ones. Again, it's hinting, it's that traditional sort of image, the 2 of Cups next to the person, the 3 that are spilt, they're on the edge, on the precipice of something. So you can see the hint towards the traditional, but also the move with the artwork and the way that it's designed, just slightly into a different way of feeling. So there we go. King of Cups. As you can see, all the images are so different, but then at the same time, they just have this theme that does go right the way through them. So that's one of my favourites, the 3 of Swords. It's a beautiful card. The Lovers. Again, it's the hinting at the old, but also bringing in the new. So the Chariot, you know, they're just absolutely lovely cards, and the energy that you feel off them's gorgeous too. So some people I know are a little bit frightened of tarot. They're a little bit, oh, I don't know. And initially looking at this, you could be drawn into thinking it's quite a dark deck, but when you look at the images, they are absolutely gorgeous, and there's an awful lot of light in these images as well. You know, there's only the darkness where the darkness needs to be. So absolutely beautiful deck. I mean, look at the artwork on that, it's gorgeous. There we go. So I might as well carry on now, mightn't I, now that I've got this far through. So we'll keep on going. That's the card that's on the front of the deck, so that is the Tower. Ace, it's a gorgeous, again, the Ace of Pentacles, so it's the planting of the seed and then the growth and fruits of the labour. Things are coming to fruition, new ideas, but it's going to go well. Now I haven't had a chance to use these cards, so I'm not quite sure how I'll work with them in an actual reading, but I'll be absolutely honest, I do think these may well be the tarot deck of choice for a little while with me. So I think I am going to spend some time getting to know them and getting to understand them a little bit better. So as I say, spread the fan out quite easily, shuffle, lovely. It's, oh, what's that one? Temperance. Oh, lovely card. Absolutely lovely card. So yeah, fan out quite easily, shuffle really easily. They are an absolutely lovely deck, and I think the person who's created them should be really proud of the piece of work that they've done. So yes, that was the absolutely gorgeous Tarot of the Abyss, and thank you for watching.